with that, I would like to segue into Nikocado Avocado.
Tell me about Nikocado Avocado because I don't know who this is. I know the name. What's
Okay,
going on?
this is actually upsetting to me. Okay, so Nikocado Avocado. I think if I show you, it'll be easier. Okay.
Yep.
Um, so Nikocado Avocado is a YouTuber, quite famous YouTuber,
Mm-hmm.
and he used to be probably like 150 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And now he's Jelly Roll
and then he gained 250 pounds to become 400 pounds, right? And
on
he was doing
purpose.
this. He was doing this because he was doing these mukbang videos. Have you heard of mukbang? It's basically when you get, I mean, look on the screen, like when you get huge amounts of food, probably like 10,000 calories in
Mm-hmm.
one sitting, and you eat, and the audience basically watches you eat, and that's
I,
sort of like
I
a
did it on
form
my
of
show.
entertainment.
I did
Right.
I did a Sicilian pie.
But you had like one pizza. This guy would have like 10 pizzas, right?
Wow.
Okay, so this is what he used to look like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Um,
Mukbang.
Mukbang, that's what
I'm
it's
going to
called.
become a mukbang tuber.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
Do I have to do it every day?
Okay, so
I'm gonna take a piece of tofu.
this is what he used to look
I'm gonna
like
take a piece of
when he
green.
started 8 years ago.
That's
Okay,
a big piece. Hold on.
normal guy just eating, putting on a show.
Right.
Fast forward.
Now this is already super, super full of mayo. Like they did
He
a
kept
really good
doing
job
it.
of starting it outside here. Ooh, hot and steamy.
Mm-hmm.
This is what he used to be like,
Here I go.
and then
Let's get these fries out of
he
here.
gained all the way up to 400 pounds. Hold on, let me show you another video.
This is
Not
amazing.
only was he gaining a bunch of weight, he was also he just kind of spiraled with his mental health, it seemed like, right? Which is not surprising because if you gain 250 pounds, that's going to do something to your mental health, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he went from this sort of like sweet guy, just like, calm and collected, to being really outrageous like this.
And I'm not even happy about this. So you, cheapers, creepers, fiddles, eggs. It's the treadmill's fault. Treadmill's fault, you crazy. Oh, it's my blue. Got it, Charlie horse.
Yeah. Anyway, so he would just have these meltdowns, basically.
So you want to hear how pathetic I am? You're showing me this video, and I'm like, okay, he started off lean and little. Now he's 400 pounds.
Wait, that's not the end of the story.
But my first thought is, how many followers does he have now?
Oh, well, he got, by doing this, he gained like millions of followers. He became really popular, right? Because it's outrageous, it's obscene. That's what people want to see, right?
Right.
Like in a sense, people want to live vicariously, right? Like who doesn't want to throw down 10,000 calories worth of like fries and ice cream and just like, you know, and be okay, right? So by watching someone else do it, maybe you feel like you're able to do it vicariously, but you don't have to suffer the consequences, right?
Yeah.
But the reason why this is news now in the past week is because he pretty much left the internet for a year after doing this for 8 years. So he gained 250 pounds. So he was over 400 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just resurfaced on the internet, having lost all the weight.
Wow.
So this is, yeah. And he did it in a very interesting way because he just pretty much disappeared for 7 months or so. And he had already, he said that he lost the weight over the course of 2 years, but he disappeared from the internet for 7 months. And during that time, he was uploading like pre-recorded videos, so people didn't know that he had lost weight, that he was losing weight.
Right.
And let me see. Yeah. So then he shows up, and
he's a teddy bear.
He shows up, and this is where he is.
Year after year.
This is where he is now, right?
Year.
Yeah.
For as long as I tell the internet that I am the villain, stories that permeate and linger and infect the minds of the ants.
Wow. So that's him.
That's him. And you know, what's interesting about this is that when he came back, he said, "Oh, this was part of a social experiment." But I find this troubling because, first of all, there's no social experiment in gaining weight just to lose it. Like we've seen it 1,000 times, million
Unless you're
times.
Robert De Niro in Raging Bull.
Right. There's no social experiment in it, actually. I think he gained all that weight and felt crappy and realized that it wasn't worth the subscribers and the views and the money,
Mm-hmm.
being 400 pounds and having mental health issues and most likely just like physical health issues. Um, and lost the weight. But in order to like save face, he probably, that's why he's saying it was a social experiment. But
Mm-hmm.
either way, whether it was a social experiment or not in his mind, you still gained all that weight. And I mean, I don't know,
How did he
gaining
lose it?
250 pounds can't come without any consequences, right? Both internally and externally. Now you probably have all this loose skin if you're, I mean, just from the outside, but I'm sure on the inside, there's also a lot of consequences to having, you know, done this. And I just find it actually, I mean, maybe morally reprehensible. Maybe that's too strong of a word, but I don't think he should be cheered on for doing this. I mean, great that he lost the weight.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. It was really awful seeing him be the size that he was and acting the way he was. But I don't think you should take this lightly. This is a huge problem for a lot of people in the world with
Mm-hmm.
eating disorders, obesity. I don't think it's just it's basically saying that, hey, I just injected myself with a disease of
Mm-hmm.
some sort to show you guys that I can heal from it. Like it's just very irresponsible. I don't support it. But this is a big headline right now because of the way he resurfaced and nobody knew that he had lost the
Uh,
weight, basically.
now let me ask you on a moral, all right, morally reprehensible, whatever. What do you think of this? So I ate a pizza on my show. It was one of my highest viewed shows, by the way. I ate a whole Sicilian pie, 5,000 calories, minimal, right? I also fasted earlier in the week and I took a picture of me on the beach like this, shredded. And I did that and then I went right back to like eating healthy, working out. If I were to do a show like Nikocado Avocado,
Yeah.
Nick Avo, if I were to do that, would you support me doing that if my videos posted throughout the week were me on the treadmill, running, jumping rope, playing paddleball, kettlebell, lifting weights, and then showing people that you can eat disgustingly overly and still be fit? Is that different or is that just the
There
same?
are people that do that. There's actually a guy called Eric the Electric who
He's
does
ama-
exactly. Have you
I've
seen him?
he's amazing. My daughter sent him to me and she was like, "Dad," she's like, "You got nothing on." I literally saw him go to like Panda and he ordered everything on the menu and ate it. And I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." But it like I like there's definitely room for more people like that and I'm going to be, should I tell people my age? I'm 59 years old. If I can have a six pack and do that, which I think I can, I think that's pretty interesting. Do you support that?
I don't support that because I think it's very disordered. I think that this is what I think, and I'm saying this as someone who's struggled with food in the past,
Mm-hmm.
specifically with like restricting and then binging and then feeling guilty. But I think, and there was a time for me even. I mean, I used to also have they call it exercise bulimia. It's basically when you overeat, like you binge, and then you over exercise to get rid of the calories that you just consumed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I say it's excessive exercise, it's excessive. It can be like 5 to 8 hours a day or something,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like that, right? Um, and I think that people that sort of like make a career out of like binge eating and then losing the weight and training really hard, I think there is probably an eating disorder happening in the background, and they're trying to find a way to, instead of healing themselves, they're trying to find a way to live with it.
Okay.
And for me, just before you continue, when I was an exercise bulimic, when I used to over exercise like this, I convinced myself that, okay, I can't stop exercising. So why don't I make a career out of exercise? So I went ahead and got a personal trainer license because I was like, I can't stop exercising. So I might as well make a career out of it, right? Instead of actually healing from my over exercise issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like the intention behind it for me wasn't a healthy one, right?
Right.
And I think when you see people like Eric the Electric. Eric the Electric used to have an eating disorder. He's actually made tons of videos about it where he talks about that he used to have an eating disorder. So for me, when he does what he does, when he's like consuming 20,000 calories, I think
It's still the eating disorder.
it's entertaining, sure, but it's still heartbreaking because I know that he's in pain. No human being can consume 20,000 calories in one sitting and not be in physical pain. So I cannot consume this as entertainment. That's it.
So, all right. Now, that being said, there are programs for debtors. So if I go to Debtors Anonymous because I can't make money, right? if I go to Debtors Anonymous because I can't make money, and then you go to Overeaters Anonymous because your food disorder, doesn't what Eric the Electric is doing? He's making so much money. Does that take care of one program? So, like, I'm just trying to.
I mean, listen, if you're gonna have a disorder and you can make money off of it, better than not making money off of it. But ideally, I would like to see people be healthy in mind and body and soul. And I know that if you're consuming, and I'm speaking from my own experience because I've had situations where I've probably consumed 5,000 calories in one sitting, or maybe even 10,000 calories throughout the course of a day, and then felt like freaking suicidal after, right? Because there is no way your mental health can be good when you do that. It's the same as any drug. Like for the people in the back, sugar is a drug, right? It's a drug like any other drug, right?
100%.
It's socially acceptable, so we don't talk about it in that regard, but it's a drug. So like how can you feel good consuming that much sugar? It's just not possible. That's
No,
it.
I listen. I'm in agreement with you on that.
Hi, I'm Sarah. Please subscribe and help us grow this channel.